So, now that we're here in Hingashi, which is east of Doma, let's proceed to take on our next main story quest from Alpha Node, with the level 61 challenge entitled The Man from Ul'dah. Despite traveling halfway around the world, Alpha Node is in no mood to take in the sights. Glad though I am to have arrived, I will remind you that we are all far from home with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Kugane, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested in to know how you would go about reaching Othard were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there's a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first traveller seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. It is like that Yugiri and Gosetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Othard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek out friends. Leave it to me, Alpha Node. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Kugane, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in that large building just beyond the pier. Yeah, in fact, we don't have to go too far for it. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokase hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course. Surely you did not think I travelled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. Yes, thank you very much, good sir. Right then, to the hostelry. After you. And away we go. So as we make our way into the hostelry, yeah, very much Japanese in every sense.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
So away she goes. Oh. But before she can get too far...
1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
You know who we are?
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugane, and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Yeah, if the name Lolorito rings a bell to you guys, that's because he gave us a bit of trouble in both A Realm Reborn and initially in Heaven's Ward.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
Yeah, indeed.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
Well, considering that he doesn't have our
I beg
trust...
your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you?
Well, you're off to a pretty bad start there, dude.
Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing.
No kidding, dude. And you don't look like Will Smith, by the way.
I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices. Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government.
Namely...
Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
Ouch.
To paraphrase, Kugane is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
You really want to take the invitation of a guy who won't even show us his eyes? Because, yeah, who knows what he's looking like with those eyes. Nonetheless, we're accepting the quest, and we're gonna follow him. So yeah, let's go ahead and speak with Hancock again, in order to advance. And you must be Corinne Loren, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Savior of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants, if some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. Yeah, like, what's that all about, that last one? I knew it! May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way. If you'd be so good as to follow me. Alright, well, we gotta go and meet up at its first spot, which actually isn't all that far. In fact, it's right over here at Kugane's main aetheryte. So we can go over here and give him a chat. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkonto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the aetheryte which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Sharlayan, yet I trust its function is identical? A diplomat and a scholar, will wonders ever cease? Far Eastern aetheryte technologies have a long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its western counterparts. Attune if you like. And so, another 175,000 experience points. Plus, while we're here, we might as well go ahead and attune to the Aetheryte. Well, since I've never seen, Ruby, I really wouldn't know how to, make a decision on that there, Silver King Louis, but welcome to Let's Play Overall Autism. It's nice to welcome you to the channel. Glad to have you with us this morning. So, let's now take on Hancock's next challenge at level 61, entitled Where the Streets Are Paved with Kugane. Hancock would like very much to continue talking. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the Aetheryte. Obviously not, we're here on business. Come, come, let us move along. The markets are next. And so, let us follow. Across this bright red bridge. Oh, hey, Kara. And so then among the people in around here, and he said the markets are next, so these are them. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane, Kugane Dori. Kugane, as you are doubtless aware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold, so in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or Kugane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Why is that there, Tataru? Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Yeah, you'll get along more famously with her. And meanwhile, Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, you are with clients today. Why, if it isn't Master Kaiten, pray allow me to introduce you to my esteemed guests but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kugane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Kaiten of the Hokuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. Yeah, you'll see a lot of Rogadin around here. As we receive many Vorden visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean guild are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Hey there, Miguel. Good to see you this morning. Glad to have you with us. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, portables. Here you will find them all and more. And so off he goes to our next location, except for the reluctant Alice saying, like, after you! But while we're here, we might as well tune to the Aetheryte since it's so conveniently close by. And now to continue on. Yeah, check this out. Who's holding the umbrella? Yeah, this gentleman is holding them for the two ladies, who I guess are trying to have gossip. Because, yeah, look how the one on the left is talking to the other girl. Like, is this how they actually do it in Japan? If two chicks want to have gossip, a man has to have an umbrella, open it up, and then put it over their two heads so that they can gossip away? Is that actually a thing? I'm sure I could probably ask Gaijin Goomba if he, if there's validity to that statement. Alright, Hancock. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Ijin Gai, the district in which Ijin, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not be all unusual to cross paths with one of our Gallian cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations. After all, such spats are strictly forbidden. The Sekisegumi punish breaches of peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation. Though, to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. Oh, great. What? Cut down then and there? You're joking, right? Were that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorous lot. Why, I recall one instance when a fallen merchant in his cups dared lay hands upon a Hingan aristocrat in front of a Sekisegumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. I don't even want to think about that. Me neither. So as you see, it will behove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another. Or you with yourselves in the manner of the late Teleji Adeleji. Yeah, if you saw the last main story episode in Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this guy has sick humor. Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Gallian consulate. Are you sure that's a good idea to show us that place? Yeah, do we dare keep following? And now we gotta get over to the gates of the Guardian Consulate, as much as we don't want to. But it's where Hancock is located. But yeah, this is where it is. As you can see, it's kind of a bit hidden behind the gate. But you can see the 3 diamonds in the middle. That is the Guardian coat of arms. Okay, Hancock, so why are we so close to these guys? This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate? Are their uniforms not different from those you've seen in the West? I don't know, are they? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. Well, that's kind of a bit scary, don't you think? But yeah, in case you're wondering, and I can't believe we're doing this, yeah, they're both wearing outfits, even though their helmets are very much Garlean in design, their uniforms are very Far Eastern. So, let's go ahead and speak with Hancock again for the next level 61 challenge entitled, By the Grace of Lord Lolorito. Hancock seems to be quite pleased with himself. Oh, there is so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district. Oh, great. But you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. And away they shall go, and we'll catch up to where they currently are. And there is an aetheryte right next to where they're situated, so it makes perfect sense for us to return here. And now we have access to what's known as the Ruby Bazaar. But now, let's go inside and speak with Hancock again. So yeah, he has quite a few guests already. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present you our humble officers? We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come, come, right this way. And so yeah, what are we going to discuss next? Well, as you can tell, since they run a trade company, they have quite a number of various trinkets.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Alright.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
Yeah, exactly.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed.
Is that so?
Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
I guess in a way we are.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugane.
Makes sense.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
Uh-oh.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map.
Please do.
We are here in Kugane, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy.
So yeah, we got more things to worry about.
Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire.
Of course they would.
Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
How encouraging.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
Indeed.
I'm told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
With a wide-eyed grin. Take off your glasses, damn it. Well, anyway, this challenge ends by speaking with Alpha Node. Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that can be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Rita's debt, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alamican allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. And so, another 135,000 experience points, and we'll take a casting bracelets. And thus, we pretty much have made our journey now into Kugane. And now we are in a safe haven, for now. But of course, we can't stay here forever.